All right, welcome back, whiskey people. Thanks for watching. Today I'm going to be trying, this Willett pot still for the very first time. So before we get into anything further, let me go ahead and show you the bottle because that's probably the star of the show. Very nice packaging. I'm going to go ahead and try to pop this guy open. Pull this hang tag off of here. It just says Willett, established 1936. It is a cork. Let's go ahead and pop the cork on here. Okay, there we go. This might be a real cork. Doesn't appear to be synthetic. And let's go ahead and give ourselves a pour here. Let her open up a little bit while we talk. It's probably enough. Okay, so while that's opening up, the first thing that we got to talk about is the bottle. Because this is the seller. This is the star of the show. Before anything else happens, you probably saw this on the shelf. It looked like nothing else, and you were like, I got to see what's up with this. So yeah, man, it's actually a pretty interesting story. They won an award for this bottle design. You can get awards for the actual whiskey itself. There's also awards for bottle design. So this bottle won an award for, I guess, just being real fly. It's a decanter. So at the very least, no matter what happens, you got a decanter that you can use no matter what the whiskey is. And from what I'm looking at here, I mean, this is probably, yeah, this decanter type bottle, as far as on your shelf presence, yeah, this is probably worth maybe 20 or 30 bucks. I don't have any problems with it. It's got the, the wax seal and everything else. And that's what actually got my attention the first time. And I started asking around about Willet, and I was like, okay, let me see. So there's not a lot of information on the website. I'll go ahead and put up a screen capture. All they say is that it's a Kentucky straight bourbon, and they say that it is 94 proof. So another bourbon that's 94 proof would be your Elijah Craig small batch. Because it doesn't have an age statement on there, then we know that it's at least 4 years old. So I'm going to say typically these bourbons that don't have an age statement are going to be between 4 and 6 years old, because if they were more than that, they would probably advertise it. And it does say straight, so that tells you that there's no additives, no flavors. You know that there's no funny business going on, so that's a good thing. From what I can tell, though, it doesn't say on the bottle that it's distilled by this company. If it doesn't say distilled by the company, then I'm going to assume this is sourced. I understand that the Willett Distillery has a lot of different products, and the Willett family estate is their own juice, but I'm pretty sure that this is sourced. Go ahead and do your own research. If that matters to you or not, it doesn't matter. All we care about is the taste, but no going into that. What you're paying for is probably a sourced and blended straight bourbon whiskey, but again, the bottle is selling it, and I don't have any problem with that. So I think we've probably had enough time for this to open up. Let's go ahead and try to get a little bit of the color. Hopefully you guys can see the color. So let's go ahead and go in for the nose, and I'll tell you what I got here. The nose is sweet. Sweet on the nose. I'm getting like a brown sugar. I am getting the ethanol. 94 proof. Yep, you're smelling that. Yeah, but overall what I'm getting is like a brown sugar, like a burnt brown sugar type of thing. A little bit of oak too. This is distinctive, but overall brown sugar with a little bit of ethanol. Let's go ahead and go for the taste. Cheers. Okay. Okay, so off the first taste, this is what I'm getting. Mouthfeel. I'm okay on the mouthfeel. Nose is good. Mouth feels. I'm tasting youth in here. I'm tasting youth because the ethanol at the end, like, it's got more bite than I would expect for a 94 proof. So immediately comparing it to the Elijah Craig to me is better than this immediately. Taste wise, it's got a taste to it that I can't really figure out yet. But I don't want to say anything yet because you see how when we open this bottle, we were pouring right from the neck. And these neck pours are not really indicative of what the whole bottle's going to taste like. That's why you need somebody like me to do the long-term review. This is going to be important to let some air get into it, let it breathe a little bit. And maybe once it breathes, that's going to kind of smooth out that ethanol taste that I'm getting. But I got brown sugar on the nose, but I'm not getting brown sugar on the taste. I'm getting something that's, let me try once more. I'm getting something that reminds me of Woodford, but by that I mean Woodford Reserve, but not as developed. Heading in that direction. It's not spicy. It's definitely in the sweet cocoa that end, but it's just not as developed. And like I said, I'm tasting some of the youth here. So that was my initial impressions. This is something I'm gonna have to let open up for a while. I'm probably gonna let this breathe for about a week or something, go back into it off and on. But the first impressions are, I think I paid like $60 for this. I'm not really impressed with the taste off the top. Not really impressed with the taste. I mean, I would definitely say the first time I tried Elijah Craig, which is the same strength, and it's less than half the price of this, I think the Elijah Craig was better. But I want to give it a fair shake. So let's go ahead and hold judgment. When I come back for the long-term review, I'll let you know what happened with it. Because like I told you, a lot of times these get better as some air gets in them. At the very least, I knew going into the bottle was going to be a keeper. So that's good. And speaking of that, shout out to my subscriber, my man E. Alexander. Like I told you, once I'm done with this decanter bottle is going to be yours. So I'll make sure I leave a corner or two in here for you. That's all I got for now. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. I will be back. The journey is going to continue. Who knows what I'll have next week. I'm just going all around. Rum, whiskey, scotch, bourbon, whatever seems interesting at the time. Thanks for watching.